Hi, welcome back to Road to Infinity, Road 36 to Infinity to be more exact. It's 2024, it's a new year, a new me. Ugh. I feel like my year starts and ends with these videos, with Road to Infinity. So having just crossed to another year, I'm still in the midst of a process and we are not even halfway. Let me see. Feb. So we're almost reaching the halfway mark of these videos, which would be around end of Jan, mid-Feb or end of Feb, somewhere there. So we're nearing half. I'm coming back now after having had a break. And the break ended up being a bit longer than I had planned, but I guess it was needed to have a little bit of time to reflect. Where do I want to go? How are things going? How is the amount of output, the amount of sharing is what I've been doing now good on both ends, like for me and for you, or would it be better to dial it down a bit? So I've been thinking about these things, and my conclusion, what I want to try is to dial it down. Yeah, from now until the end of Road 36 to Infinity, which would be in August, I'm gonna try to do less videos, and it's mostly to create space for myself, because this does take a lot of time of recording these videos to then share about my practice. Maybe it also is just a lot for you to just have one video every week. It's not about the quantity of videos, but the quality of these videos. So I'm gonna try, if anything, for myself and see how this works. So the plan is still to do every second video being Road to Infinity, my sharing, my blog, my vlog, my practice diary, and the other part of the sharing would be the art of practice, where we then again dive into a specific topic that I'm doing, that I'm going through, that I'm thinking, that I want to share more in depth about. So we keep the same format, but just less. That would be then 2 videos a month. Yeah, let's just dive into how I want to structure these coming videos, because again, it's not that I don't want to do these videos, but I'm just trying to balance the amount of output, because at the end of the day, it's a practice diary, but I also need to have the time to practice. So I'm hoping to just be able to create better content, and content creation is still something that I'm experimenting, trying, finding like what works best. How I want to structure these videos for the coming months is by creating like small segments within a video. So first of all, I always want to recap the month that has been. So the next video that's going to come out is going to basically recap the month of January and how my practice has been going throughout the month and what I've been doing. Highlights, not to be confused with like highlights meaning that all the good things, just highlights. What do I find important to share? Since I last made a video, and that was towards the end of 2023, even if I've taken a break from creating these videos, I haven't necessarily taken a break from my practice. It's been needed to kind of like dial down the practice a little bit to get to a sort of resting, into a state of rest. And that's something I also want to talk about in a different video, because resting within our practice can actually look so different, and that it doesn't immediately mean doing nothing at all. The so-called holidays were very short, so I started my year with Culture, Pipe and Hope, also out teaching. So I started this year the same as I did last year, which was to go out to Åsa Folkhögskola, the school in the woods to share my approach to dance, especially focusing on floor work. I'll go into this more when it's time to recap the whole month of January. Another segment that I want to have that I don't know what to call, but I'm just going to call it Taskmaster, for lack of better words. But this section is meant for me that for each month that I'm going to start, to set an intention, give myself a task for that month that I want to make sure that I accomplish. These tasks don't necessarily have to do with the practice in itself, because those already have goals. Like, I already set goals in the beginning of this road 36 to infinity. So for each month, to set an intention, get that done, and hopefully when the next video comes out, share the good news that I could check it off my list. And by doing it like this, I'm hoping also that I'm keeping myself, again, accountable, but just one task. Make sure to get that done for that month. And then the next month, a different, hopefully. The intention I want to set for the remains of January, because now, as I'm releasing this video, we're halfway through. But the intention is to actually continue with the variation library. I need to get that off my list of things to do, because there's so much information there. And I'm also, whenever I practice the foundations, not only am I working still on just drilling the basic, but gradually I step into a zone where I start to play with creating variations, and it's just adding more and more and more. And I know that there is so much that I've done, but that basically just gets to be experienced one time, which is during that practice. I might film it, and then it gets lost in the collection of videos. So I want to really start collecting the different variations that I've done, see what I collect the ones that I see potential in, and to then refine them and actually have them as something that I would practice. So I add on the vocabulary so that I actually start, so that my body actually remembers these different variations, and that is a way for me to expand on each foundation and to then take a step closer to mastering, for me to master these foundations. Another segment that I would want to have is something that I would call for a trip down memory lane, because now I have a year of footage. Okay, how was the month of January last year? What is it that I remember? What is it that happened during that month that I feel that I can compare with? So it's a not to compare in the sense of what was better, what was worse, but what are the differences that I'm seeing, so that the documentation actually comes to use, becomes of use, becomes usable, becomes worth having done. I think this is also a way for me to share with you, but also to tell myself that if you're filming something, don't let it just be something you did and you're just collecting. And trip down memory lane, well, not much to share. The only difference is that I remember very vividly is that last year, when it was the beginning of 2023, that transition from 2022 to 23 was heavy. I was super sick. The year started rough. I remember me recording those videos where I was in a super low, super demotivated, and yeah, there was also things in my personal life. It was just a heavy start of the year. That this year, I wasn't at all as demotivated. The transition between 23 and 24 was just me trying to refresh everything that I'm doing. So not at all demotivated by what I'm taking a look at everything that I'm doing. I'm creating I'm organizing everything. Yeah, I feel hyped about the things that I'm doing. The transition between 2022 and then 23 versus transition between 2023 and 24. Much better. And the fourth and final segment that I want to work towards adding is sharing is caring. By sharing some tools that I'm using in my practice, either by sharing something that's related to the Leviathan flow, sharing something related to house dance within my practice. So it can maybe be a footwork variation that I found, and just break it down and just share it with you so that you can play around with it and make something out of it. Anything related to dance practice that is physical that I would share with you, to also give back to you for joining me in this journey and for watching these videos, and that it's not just talk, but actually something like, okay, by the end of each video of Road to Infinity, there's something that you actually can try. That's it with that. And with it, when it comes to the sharing is caring, I'm not gonna do anything now, but instead I'm gonna try to get something done for the next session of Road to Infinity. I can feel that I haven't done a video for a while, because I find it just like talking to you super difficult. Like I feel that I'm rusty in this. That's basically what's gonna be happening. This video is basically me announcing, we're back to the sharing, so Road to Infinity is back on track. Also that these videos might look a little bit different. We're back on it, or I'm back on it, with communicating with you, sharing my Road to Infinity, and constantly just taking a step closer to just figuring out how good I can get as a dancer, finding out what my true potential is. So yeah, I hope that you've had a nice holiday, that you had a nice transition into 2024. I really hope that your practice is going accordingly, and that you are also that you also are still motivated with the goals that you have set for yourself. And if you haven't set any goals, again, it's not too late. You can check any of my other videos where I talk about the SMART goals, a way to then set goals for yourself. Please do share in the comments below how things are going for you. Do you have any questions regarding your practice? Let me know. Comments below. I read everything, so I'm really gonna try to share as much as possible that might be helpful in wherever you are. And yeah, I don't know, I felt like I was stressing now. I was rushing to the end, but I feel good. I really feel good, and I have a good feeling. So I feel good, and I have a good feeling about 2024. There are a lot of things I'm excited about, and I'm currently now closing into it being almost a month left until I'm heading off to Japan for 2 months. So I think I mentioned it in my last video that end of February, I'm gonna head over to Japan, and I'm gonna be there for 2 months. So if anybody in Japan is watching this, connect with me. I'm eager to get to know people in the dance scene. If you have any events that you think I should be going to, let me know. And yeah, just anything related to Japan, let me know. And for people that are not in Japan, is there anything that you're curious about in terms of dance and practice in Japan that you would want me to perhaps try to find out? Let me know in the comments. Ask questions. Let me leave everything there, and I'll do my best to answer as much as possible. So with that said, I'm signing off. I'm looking forward to share more with you all, and I hope that you are also eager to share with me. Just writing to me in the comments, any questions, any remarks, any feedback, anything. And we take that from there. We take it from there. And we take it from there. Enjoy your practice, and let's find out what our true potential is. And I'll see you in the next video.